Milan, what does COP mean in your research?
Aha. Oh, I have a funny situation about that. So, before that, I'm doing research for mostly about energy. And long time ago, I think maybe 15 years ago, even more, I needed to translate one chapter from someone sent me to give comment to him, and I made paste copy, put on translator. In that time, translator are not wasn't like today, and uh, there was funny part when translator translated. Uh, we got two policemen, and I was confused. What kind of what two policemen? And then I got it. Oh, COP. It translator understood, so-called understood policemen, and it was in that time a little joke in my circle of friends. COP means how much your system or your circuit is efficient. When is if you uh, produce work, how much you invested, then COP is one. But every circuit has losses, and then COP is almost or is never one. It is lower than one. Let's say if fantastic electric motors could be 0.9 even more, but in reality they are commercial not so good. They are maybe 0.6, or as I said before in the first or second video, COP for electrolysis in laboratory condition is so high, very close to 1, but in reality in commercial is not there. And what my work is to to produce, to design devices or system with possibly very high COP as much as it can. But I need to maybe complain, or back, let's say about 2000, something like this. There was so many attempts to make replica of so-called famous devices from so-called famous inventors. And at that time there were so many attempts, and almost every of them failed. And they said, we made like this, it is, but we are not getting results as inventor claimed. And it was fair. But maybe 5 years later, there was something like inflation of successful replications. But if you are familiar with that, you will see it is not successful. They just make e-bike wheel spinning, or they just got electrolyzer to work, but not result. They are not reaching results uh, that inverter claim. And now it's even worse. I watched very maybe a week ago. One guy said, "Oh, my device from 10 years ago, it was over Unity." He said, like, "Oh, I bought bottle of wine. something like that. Oh, that device was over unit. And when I'm looking what other are doing, I see what I noticed that they not measure correctly or they don't want to measure. And now I will give advices for. I'm not going to teach anybody because I'm not in that position. I just give suggestions, advices for someone who is not skilled. What they are doing, it's good. It's good for brain. Just think, try to make, try to design. Why not? If you have time, if you have enough money, if to finance experiments, do that. Why not? I'm doing exactly that, and I will. So I will focus now on batteries. I still remember my ex-business partner when he said, "Can you make a measure efficiency of system that we are developing?" I said to him, "Oh, with battery will be tricky." I said, "No, no, 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 no. It's just simple. Take fully charged battery, run them until it's fully discharged, and that's it." I told him it's not simply like this. Battery are not basically principle is simple, but to measure and be sure it's really tricky. Could be really tricky. Over here I have devices for testing batteries. So this one is, I think it's very familiar for many. Those two as well. It is analog, it is digital, but they are for car battery and high power batteries. They are also this one. It's today. It's modern device. So they are for 12 volts. Why I have many? It's because not all are the same. Not for the same type of batteries. This one is. To measure voltage and internal resistance up to 100 volts, because I'm charging very often batteries over 48 volts up to 60. Before I use with 200 volts, which is quite dangerous to be careful. This one is for 6 volts because I'm working with 6 volts as well. And what else to say? Yeah, but they are just give you the status of battery, which means status of health, status of charge, internal resistance, voltage under load, but it is not, they are not good for, they can't measure efficiency. The, the, this one is not advertising nobody, Alpha, but I think they are from Belgium. It was the most closest what I needed. It is for charging battery and measure how much you charge, and for discharging and measure how much you discharge. But this one was very expensive in the time when I bought. But today you can find still about 300, maybe about 300 euro. And this device give us idea to design our own, but it is 15 years ago. I mean 2010 we designed, my engineer designed it according to my demands inspired by this one. But before that I will tell you about, give suggestion which already everybody knows. There is a multimeters with interface to PC or to laptop, whatever. Put in series to measure current. Put in series resistor 0.1 ohm, and I have three multimeters like this one, and I'm measuring voltage, I'm measuring current in the same time, sometimes on 3 spots. So let's say if it is my load, I get this one is 12 ohms, 100 option. This one is 50 watts, this one is 100 watts, and I record every second. This one actually can three measurements per second. I'm collecting data, then I stop, and after that in Excel I'm making analysis, some of them get average value, have time, so I can calculate how much I invested and how much I got. So don't some researchers, or I don't know how to call them, they are saying they are dealing with special energy which can't be measured because it's something special. I will not go in that, but even you are dealing with special energy, on the end you need to discharge. If your target is battery, you need to discharge battery. Let's discharge them, measure what you discharge, and that's it. And now I'm saying it's easy. Not easy, I will explain later. So we designed then this device. This device, now it looks so big. This device doing similar for 5 volts, almost similar, but you can buy on AliExpress, or Amazon, whatever, eBay, very cheap. So you can set up voltage to discharge. You have resistor, and on display you will see how much ampere hours or whatever, how much watts hours. So it's small, but at that time we designed this one. Okay, so what's the point? This one also have two. It is output, it is input. So if I want to drive from battery or for PV panel, my device, which I don't know where is the energy, what I'm consuming. So in that case, source will be, let's say, battery, and target will be my device. For that, now I will use resistors like load, and just a second, and the load I will connect, and it shows me last measurement. So what I need to do, so I need to set up voltage when it will stop, be close. So I usually work at 12:30. When it's 12:30 it stops, and then it's always my reference point. But with this I could change. Then I said go, and then I choose the current which I will load, which current I will load my source. It's already reached because it was low. Yeah, it was very low, and it stopped, but not measure forward. And it says what is temporary, actually what is voltage that I make setup, that current which I'm consuming, watt hours that I am uh, draw out, and for in time, okay, to not be. So now let's say that now actually I present how it is the same uh, if it is my system has a target the battery. Let's say that um, I work very a lot with solar chargers. So with this device, when we tested how much we exactly drawing from solar, because with solar is also you have variation uh, by intensity of light, and that's why this device is very useful. Then I'm not advertising this one. I left. I have three of them now, and I never sell. It is for my personal use now. And later, when when finished charging, then I changed the source, then target battery, which was target battery for solar charger. Then I'm discharged to, let's say, 1230, and then I compare input and output watt hours. So today you can buy for charging any 5 volts, driving any 5 volts USB device, and you will get how much watt hours you spend. This one I describe as well. And so what is important to know? When you charge or discharge battery, many of you knows what you measure then, it's not relevant. Battery need resting time to make proper measurements. Minimum 2 hours, but depends on current that you, how much current you draw out. Minimum 2 hours, battery need to rest and then make measurement. If you see demonstration on internet, some inventors show you how voltage climbing up. Okay, it's climbing up, no problem, but it doesn't mean that it's charging well. But even 2 hours is not enough, and it also depends of room temperature. You will get different results. So even with a device like this and that one, you can make mistake where let's say first so-called the best results. I charge exactly this one battery with one my device draw from 12 volts from power supply, draw 0.4 amps, and there is my device which I designed, and it charged 12 volts battery. So it tells you that it's some boost inside because go 12 to 12. And I didn't measure how much, because very difficult to measure directly how much I'm delivering to the battery, target battery, to that one. So I charge with that device 10 minutes only. So before, on the beginning, I set up to discharge to 12:30, and I left it to rest when it's minimum 2 hours, but usually I'm practicing 4 hours. And then with this device, I discharge with 0.4 amps For that means 10 minutes, 0.4 amps from the power supply. Power supply was about 13 volts, was input. And from them I discharge with 0.3 amps for 16 hours until it reached 12:30. So if I will be naive, I will say I have over unit. I found answer for all mystery in this world, but I wasn't naive. From where that so-called X energy came? From here, from reserve. Why? It depends with which current. Let's say if I will discharge to make setup, I have no time, I will discharge with 2 amps this battery to get 12:30, and it will take some time. I will read, I took out that energy and then get 12:30. Because I get 12:30, it doesn't mean that this battery will always has the same amount of energy. It depends which, for preparation, what was the current of discharging. So if I will discharge with 2 amps, actually I didn't properly discharge to 12:30. So the real value is higher. And then after that I charge with marginal current 0.4, and then I use this device to discharge with 0.4. So it's 5 times less current. And it means then with 0.4, this size of battery needed 16 hours. Then I discharge properly to 12:30. Before was, so it is fantastic to make presentation and trick someone, but I don't want to trick myself. And how I will confirm that? Because I discharge with 16 hours, with for 16 hours with 0.4 amps. Then I will repeat again, charging 10 minutes and discharging again with the same current, 0.4. And then you will get less energy than you invested. So that's why it's very important, if you can, use the same energy for discharging and charging, if you can. If you have not this situation because of your circuit is different, then you need to repeat many times this experiment. When I said many times, it could be maybe 5 times only. It doesn't have to 100 times. Then you will see where real energy is going. So I just wanted to give advice to many people who is working with researching some exotic devices. That's it. Thank
Till
you.
next time.
Thank you.